So we do we do have these success stories to share, usually on a monthly basis. Sometimes it happens twice in a month. And today we have an esteemed person within our midst that we're going to learn more about his expertise. And, part of it is also to help um, international students better understand what are some of the opportunities and that they have as far as staying in the United States long term is concerned. Um, at Rhemma Consult, we offer a very comprehensive immigration services that is really tailored to meet the diverse needs of our clients. And this includes specialized assistance for individuals to self-petition for employment-based green cards. We empower them to take control of their immigration journey. So whether you are an employer seeking to harness global talent or a professional aiming to work in the US or an individual, and we are here to guide you through every step of the process. Our employment-based green card services have categories including green card for extraordinary abilities, individuals as the EB1A. We also do offer services for outstanding researchers and professors. That's the EB1B. And we also have the multinational executive and managers, that's the EB1C. And then we also have the good perm labor certification green cards, that's for the EB2 and EB3. And then the national interest waiver, EB2, and then the physician national interest waiver as well, that's the EB2. Schedule A green cards for nurses and physical therapists, and the religious workers and special immigrants as well. Here at Rhemma, we understand that immigration is not just about paperwork. It's about dreams, aspiration, building a better future. That's why we also offer individual and family immigration services to assist individuals and families in navigating the complexities of visas, marriage-based visas, green cards, family-based visas, naturalization, citizenship, waivers, and humanitarian relief. At Rhemma Consult, we really prioritize personalized attention, ensuring that each client receives the dedicated support and expertise needed to achieve their immigration goals. Our YouTube channel and LinkedIn page will be an informative resources for individuals considering various immigration pathways. So today we are here to learn more about one of our success stories. Before I introduce or allow him to introduce himself, Mr. Raphael Odai is an emerging leader in environmental sustainability and renewable energy research with a very solid academic foundation and impactful contributions that I think it aligns with critical US national priorities. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Chemistry with a first class honors. I'm partial to University of Cape Coast, and he had his degree from University of Cape Coast. And he also has a master's degree in environmental technology and engineering through the prestigious Erasmus Mundus program, and is currently pursuing a PhD in mechanical engineering. Maybe before we go into all the introduction stuff, and just to give an overview of what his research is about. So his research portfolio really, I believe, reflects a very strong commitment to addressing national challenges in pollution reduction, I think waste management and sustainable energy transitions, and his work on plastic waste recycling, pollutant dispersion, they've all demonstrate both impact, scientific rigor, and then practical relevance. Without wasting much time, Raphael, how do you feel about the approval notice today?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Rhemma Consult. Thanks to everyone here. Yeah, I think this is question that when you ask, I think everyone knows what you are coming to say because getting approval is something exciting. Because from day one that you started the application and started gathering information, gathering everything, the main aim is to get approval and nothing else. So once the approval comes, yeah, you are really excited and excitement sometimes you don't know how to even explain it. Yeah, so I was really, really excited. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And well, how did you learn about Rhemma Consult? I usually ask this so that it helps in terms of integrity as well as like so that people also get to know about Rhemma Consult to some extent. So how did you learn about Rhemma Consult?
Okay, like yeah. So when I obtained my master degree in Europe, like my friend from Nigeria told me that, oh, we have this NIW thing that we can apply to. So already I had gotten PhD in USA. So when I got here, I met a friend called Bright. He's here with us. And we were talking about green card and NIW stuff. And he said, oh, I know a friend who has done this and he got it, so I can recommend the person for you. So I said, "Oh, okay, then that's nice idea." So he gave me your LinkedIn account. I contacted you, and then you asked me for the CV, and everything started from there. So it was through Bright that I got to know Rhemma Consult. Yeah,
Interesting. Full disclosure, this is the first time I'm hearing about Bright. But thank you, Bright, for bringing Mr.
yeah.
Odai
Thanks to
our
you
way.
for the show.
So you know, you heard about Rhemma Consult, right? Like, but why did you decide to use our service? Like, why didn't you go somewhere else? Like, why did you stick with Rhemma Consult?
Okay. From the very beginning that Bright told me about Rhemma Consult, I think even in our first meeting, you asked me, did I even go to your platforms to read something, to listen to any success story? I said, oh, no. Because Bright introduced you to me, like, I believe it, so I have to contact you and then so when I contacted you, the first question I asked you was like, you asked for the CV and the first thing you asked was like, uh, when you got this, when I gave my CV to you, then you asked me like, why am I choosing you and I didn't like go to the YouTube and then said before, and I said, oh, I believe in your work, and uh, you told me that my CV qualifies me to do the NIW. So that is when I got the interest in it, or like my hope got high to use you because I sent my CV to you and you said, oh, yeah, you qualified to do it. So that's when I used you. Yeah. And also after I contacted you, I also went back to look some of the success stories, and
Okay.
it also boost my
Mhm.
interest in using you. Yeah, sure. So that's how
Interesting.
I got confidence in you too.
Okay, nice. So I think we worked, I don't remember how long we worked together for, but before we go into like all the processes, and just so that people would understand and people can appreciate this whole process.
Whole
Tell us a little.
process. Tell us a little.
Could you mute yourself? Okay. Yeah, I just mean so just so that everybody, like people could understand and appreciate this process. Tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your research and what you do and what you've done in the past and currently what you're doing to
Okay.
help. Yeah.
So should I start from the past or current?
Yeah, you can start from the past and then move to the
Okay,
current.
yeah. So when I completed my bachelor's degree in University of Cape Coast, in Ghana, we have something like national service. So I was working under Professor Tuleshi and we did a lot of publication, about 4 publications. So we did something like plastic to where fuel. We take plastic waste. We know that in Ghana, plastic waste is something problematic to us. Like if you go to the environment, you see them all over the place. So we took them and did some pyrolysis. A lot of methodology went through that. Then we produce oil, and we even tested in a generator and it worked. So I did that, and also like we did that, and we also took the same plastic waste and also converted it to pavement blocks where we can also use them to construct roads and all that. And in renewable energy too, we worked on wave energy. In Ghana, we have sea, which is yeah, we have sea. So across the coastals of Ghana, we can harness this wind energy and then we can provide power to subsidy, like, yeah, we can provide power so that a lot of the power outages in Ghana can also go down. So I did all this work with Professor Tuleshi and other collaborators. Also, we did work on milk, which is also food processing, and several others. And when I went to Europe during my thesis, I did something about air quality modeling. So what I basically did in Europe was, in Europe we have these tall buildings, and then in between these buildings we have cars passing through every hour, every day, every time. So we were studying how the emissions from this car, how they are being circulated or how they affect the people in these buildings and how these buildings affect the circulation of this air pollutant. So we look at pollutant like particulate matter and NO2. So yeah, I also did that in Czech. And currently, what me and my professor are working on is like the same air quality modeling, but now we are considering volatile organic compounds. So mostly what we do is when we take like meteorological data and emission data from a certain area, then we just put it inside the model and then model to get some concentrations. And in these areas too, we have some instrument already there, it's also taking the concentrations from this area. So after you model and get your own concentration, you just compare it to the instrument concentration and see, is it a representative? So in literature, it's like we've found out that the volatile organic compounds now, when we model, when we compare the concentrations to the instrument concentrations, like we have some bit differences. So what we are doing now is the emission inventory, we are considering other sources of volatile organic compound. In the model, they've added like maybe source A, source B, source C. So we are rather adding some of the sources we think might also contribute to emission of volatile organic compounds to these models. Then we model and see whether these concentrations are going to be like in line with hot instrument measures. If they are not, then we also find another way. So that's basically what we've started now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's really interesting. Thanks for sharing. So if you notice from he's had all the like different experiences. I would say that he's globally trained environmental engineer. and a researcher whose academic and professional journey spans, across leading institutions and across Europe and the United States. He's been so humbled. He earned a first class honors Bachelor of Science in Industrial Chemistry. And if you've done a couple of chemistry courses back in UCC, it takes a lot to be able to earn a first class honors. And he, like he said, he also completed the prestigious Erasmus Mundus master's degree in environmental technology and engineering. And as currently he's also studying mechanical engineering, where his research really focuses in renewable energy pollutant modeling. So, what were some of the to help people understand the whole process? Like, what were some of the specific factors or features of Rhemma Consult that stood out to you?
Okay, thank you very much. So I think the whole thing is about how you presented and like how you packaged the case and presented it. I always say this. In Europe, we were having one guy, the academics, they like giving presentation assignment and all that. And we have this one guy, when he does the presentation and come to the class, you look on the slides, you could not even see anything. Like the guy is something like a storyteller. But the way this guy will stand there and then present the thing, he was always getting the good marks. And you that you go and sit down, put stuff on your this thing, you are not able to present well, you get a lower mark. So I think it's the same, like that is basically what makes Rhemma Consult stood out. You might have all the necessary experience, education, everything. You might have everything, but you present your case to USCIS and they might not mind you because how you package yourself and how you presented your case, they don't meet their standard. So that I think that's the what makes Rhemma Consult stood out. You will get everything, you will have all the everything, but Rhemma Consult will help you to present your case, and that made you stood out. Yeah.
Okay, so for the sake of transparency, like did you see all everything that went on? Like for example, you're talking about we had a great presentation. Did we hide anything from you? Were we transparent throughout the process?
Yeah, I think you were really transparent because, like, during the process, we have something like Exhibit 1, Exhibit 2, up to like Exhibit 15 or something like that. It's like table of content when you are writing your thesis, table of content. So let's say Exhibit 1, once Rhemma Consult is done with Exhibit 1, they will send you everything to read through to see whatever they've written. So it's like everything was transparent. It's not like you are going to post something or you are going to present something that you don't know.
Okay.
Right from Exhibit 1 to Exhibit 15, you get to review before you send to them, then tell them, oh, maybe you did this. Like they even by the time the thing will even come, everything was even okay. So, but they will let you review before they will send it. So I think yeah, transparency was like no, let me give you 99 again. If I say 100%, I think one of my professors say, oh, we cannot be 100%. So when you mark your paper, you will get 99. So
Interesting.
I think I
Well,
have to give you 99%.
somebody who went to UCC, that is the life of UCC guys. They usually don't want to give 100%. So I totally understand it. So um one of the things that when before you came to Rhemma Consults, like were you confident in a straight approval? Like before you came to us, did you know for sure you were going to get it? How confident were you when you came to Rhemma Consults?
Before, right?
Yeah, before, yes,
Yeah,
before.
before, like, although I have a master degree, I have some publications, but I was also asking myself, like, are this enough, like, to qualify you to get the EB2 approved. So because that's why when we met first, I asked you, do I qualify? Or do I have? So the confidence before was not all that. The confidence arose after the first meeting when you told me, oh, you qualify. If you don't qualify, we won't do it. So then I saw that, sure. So after you gave me Exhibit 1 to review and I saw how you presented the things I've done, I said, wow. So I think then where my confidence started growing up, and I think, yeah. But you can have best stuff and still be denied, but still I was believing that, yeah, everything was going to be okay. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you feel about the timeline of the process? Like, were you satisfied with the timeline completion? Yeah, tell us a little bit about the timeline. Did
Yeah, I
you feel
think,
like,
yeah,
mhm,
so I was supposed to even add that to why you guys stood out like during the process, sure. Because it's something that they are doing for you, but it's even it's like they even care more than you. Anything, they will just email you, oh, let's do this. I remember when the time you sent me the people to contact for the recommendation, and he sent me everything to just email to them, and me that the thing is for me. I just, because I think I was writing, it was somewhere in December, I was writing the thing I was supposed to be. Yeah. I was writing exams. So in 2 days' time, I think you email me and ask me, yeah, how far how far with the recommendation stuff? I say, oh yeah, I've started, but then I've not even. So I think, yeah, timeline, everything was good. Like everything was on point. Exhibit 1, you give. I'm done with this check. Then, like I say, oh, everything was also on point during the
yeah.
application process. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about the recommendation, these are questions that usually comes up. So, like, do you mind talking about what we did, how we collected the recommendation letters? Because we keep getting about like how do we get recommendation letters? So, like, who did we contact? Like, I feel like if we share this information, it's going to help somebody who is considering the NIW petition as well.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I have attended some success stories, and sometimes this thing comes up. And one thing that you've been always saying is that this stuff is like case by case. So it depends on your case and where to get the recommendation from. So in my case, I was having publications and I was having citations. So I took my recommendations from people who have already cited my work globally. So Rhemma Consult compile all the people who have cited my work, and they gave me the names. Then I contacted them to write a recommendation for me. I told them I'm doing NIW and this stuff, so I wrote them, and then they wrote some will respond, some will not respond, but I think we got like 6 or 7 or so. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's how come I got. So my recommendation was gotten from independent researchers, but it might not be your case because we have people who get approved and they don't have publications and citations. So
Mhm.
there might be other way that you could also get your recommendation from. But with me, because I have citations, I got my recommendation letters from independent researchers, those who have cited my work. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. Um, I guess as we getting close to like wrapping up with the this success story and sharing the experience to enlighten somebody who would consider this process, the question I would ask is, would you recommend our services to others?
I think you should make me an agent, someone who will be recommending. Because I've already done that, and some of them will be saying, "Oh, I don't qualify." I say, "No, we don't have anyone who qualifies for this. Just go and meet Rhemma Consult. Then They will tell you, oh, you have this, you don't have this. So when you get this, we can start the process for you. So I've started recommending, and I have recommended people to you too. So I think, yeah, I will highly recommend anyone who is interested in that I come across, who is interested in applying for the NIW that I come across. I will highly recommend them for you, and I've started doing that already. So maybe if you can add me to your group, so I'll be the agent of yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Like, what would you say to someone who is considering using Rhemma Consult services? Like, what would you tell somebody who is confused whether or not they want to use the Rhemma services?
Yeah, sometimes when you are speaking to people, like they think like, oh, I don't qualify, oh, although the person have, because me, what I know is the basic thing you need to get is the master degree. That's what, yeah, I think. So someone has the master degree, but you say, oh, me, I don't have publication, I don't have this, so I will not, I will say no. One of my friends that I was talking to just recently, I told him, just send your CV or just meet Rhemma, send your CV to Rhemma Consult. They will just look at your CV and they make case out of it. If there is something that you need to proceed, they will let you get it before they will do the thing for you. So if you don't qualify, they will not in a haste, they will not be in a haste to like apply the thing for you. So what I mostly tell people I meet is that just send your CV to Rhemma Consult for them to review, and then you will know your stand. Don't sit down and say I don't qualify. Yeah, you
Mhm.
might have
Yeah.
something that Rhemma Consult can. I know the packaging, how to present the case is like 99%. So they will present your case for you, and who knows, you might get it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And I think you really hit on a very important thing. Like, most people, because of the vast number of information that is out there, people are always confused about whether or not they qualify or whether or not like they meet the standards. And I think you've really said it well. Like the most important thing is being equipped with information to know whether you truly qualify from experts, like for example, Rema Consult or any other consult that have that expertise. And even if it happens that you don't qualify, you get to know what you can work on
Sure.
so that given 6 or 7 months interval, you can now be better prepared to submit an application. I even tell people that the best time to approach is usually when even before you start your masters, like if you have that time, because then you know what and when and things you have to be doing so that by the time you are done, you've bundled everything. So information they say is really important. So thank you for sharing that, Raphael. In as much as we have done a lot of good things, we also want to keep improving our services to better meet the needs of our diverse clients. So, in what ways do you think we could improve our services or better meet the needs of our clients?
Yeah. I think, yeah, as I said earlier, anytime like I am watching success stories, like when you ask the question, how did you get to know Rhemma Consult? Everyone will be saying, oh, through my friend, through my friend. Maybe if someone said he went to the website to check and then got to know, then that one, maybe I missed that. But almost all those that I have watched, they will say through my friend, through my friend. So maybe through my friend is getting like is becoming more. So if I don't know the answer though, but if you have any way that someone can to do to do your to advertise so that people will know it and not being like every day through my friend, I think that one will be okay. So aside that, I think, yeah, once you start the process, everything is like on point. So I think
Yeah.
that part, I don't have any problem. But maybe how people will get to know, although you have all those platforms, but it's like through my friends getting so maybe
Okay.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I think, yeah, I haven't thought about it, but yeah, that is really true. Like maybe considering a more robust marketing team and yeah, that is very true. Thank you for sharing. Usually, before we open the question for before we open the time for very brief questions, like what is the thing that you want to share to somebody who is considering all of this process? Like, for example, somebody who just came to the United States, somebody who is confused about this whole process, like what encouragement or motivation? Because like you have done a lot of things, right? You have done a lot of things. And so like what would be your encouragement to somebody who wants to be like you so that he or she considers this whole process? What would be your encouragement or motivation for a first year student?
Okay, so like yeah, for a first year student, I think what I can motivate the person to do is maybe if you are doing research, I will encourage you that because me I use publications, so I will encourage you that you can like speak to your supervisors, or maybe you can speed up your work a bit, or like even not speeding up, you should make sure that you get some publications, and then maybe grants, because all those things, all those requirements that we need to get this NIW. If the person specifically say, "Well, I want to do the NIW," then I can tell you, do you can work with your supervisor to get a lot of grants to do more research, go to more conferences. I think this is what can make you get the green card, the NIW approved, and you subsequently get your green card. So I would just encourage the person to get the required documents, and then maybe after that we can come to you. Because when you get it, you don't know how to do with it. So unless
Yeah.
Rhemma Consult comes into, yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing. In case you just joined us in the middle or somewhere before he got to introduce himself, today we had the privilege to speak with Mr. Raphael Odai. He's an emerging leader in environmental sustainability and renewable energy research with a solid academic foundation and impactful contributions that really aligns with critical US national priorities. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Chemistry, first class honors from the University of Choice, and a master's degree in Environmental Technology and Engineering through the prestigious Erasmus Mundus program. And he's currently pursuing a PhD in mechanical engineering at the University of Colorado. He's really versatile and has a lot of experience in pollution reduction, waste management, and sustainable energy transitions, which are really critical to the United States. His work has been cited globally, and he's done more impactful work as well. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to share your experience so that people learn from it as well. Um, I guess we're going to open the floor for maybe probably 5 minutes tops so that we get to, if someone is confused, right, you can just ask questions. It could be direct to Raphael, or if I have to answer the question, I would answer them as well. Um, yeah, and if there are no questions as well, too, we can wrap it up. So, if there is any question, just you can either raise up your hand or come off mute and ask.
I think someone have raised Isaac Aji, yeah.
Yeah, big man, please go for it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rhemma Consult, and thank you very much, Mr. Odai, for the encouragement and the exciting news from you. My question has to do with this moment, this kind of situation, the heat surrounding this particular country. And then at this time, I know some of us are also working hard to make sure things go well with Rhemma Consult. So is there any advice or concerning the heat around? Do you think we still have like a chance or something like that?
When you say the heat around, like literally, I'm in a state where the heat is very high. So do you mean like the environmental heat? Because we have a lot of heat waves that is going on that if you are in long sleeves outside, you are going to be sweating. So, or do you mean the political heat?
Political heat. That is what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yes, I clearly understand that. So one of the things that I say is that and you know, this should always be the case regardless of the political power, the political authority in power. As an international student, you need to abide by the rules and laws of immigration, right? So you don't have to work outside um, the school. And if you have to work outside, you have to do it through CPT. You have to keep your heads down. Don't do anything illegal. And this is just general. And I think this is true regardless of everything, and you should be fine. Now, specifically with regards to NIW, one of the things that I would say is that NIW has been there for a while now, right? In the early 2000s. And within these periods, there have been a lot of change of government, right? So uh, the question is more or less like, um, I would always say that it's more or less here towards do you qualify or not, rather than like who is in power. Of course, there is a possibility that the person who is in power can steer the affairs of how things are going on. But in general, I would always say that USCIS officers are really being guided by the field adjudication manual, and it's really based on what the policies are saying in the FAM, which is the field adjudication manual, and how your experience is meted. So I would say that if your experiences meet it, then you should be fine in general. But yeah, I do understand this uncertainty that we are currently in. And I would always say that regardless of whoever is in, you keep your head down, you do what is right, and you should be fine.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We can take one more question and then we call it a day since we opened the question at 37 and we wanted to spend just 5 minutes for the question. Okay, cool. Well, I would always say that thank you all for joining this section. If I had to tell my old self what would I do differently, I probably would like to be equipped with this information and change so many things like making sure that like you meet the requirements, working really hard, volunteering for different professors on different grants, volunteering for different services. So that is what I would tell my old self. So hopefully whoever watches this is going to be recorded and posted. So whoever watches this, like if you're thinking of staying in the United States on a long-term basis, get all the information that you need regarding this process. And from there, you can like apply for it, whether or not you use Rhemma Consult services, seek out the information and work your way every day to be able to meet some of these requirements. I also want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to honor this invitation. And more precisely, I also want to thank you, Mr. Odai, for your time and the experiences that you've shared. I tell you that it goes a long way to help the next person. And so thank you, and then enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye for now.
Okay, thank you.